Global citizenship experience is about walking students into a situation where they can figure out where they are in the world and have some context for the things that they learn. And so one of the ways that shows up is our STEM courses are they're integrated. So we learn about how to do this mathematical concept, and then we look at how somebody does that in the real world. So there's a high connection between what you're learning in the classroom and then the experts that we speak to in the city or all around the world, via technology. So we had this fantastic opportunity with the James Dyson Foundation. They came in, they gave us 3D printers and CNC machines, and our students have been trained on them and they know how to use it. So whenever they're doing their project-based learning, they're demonstrating their knowledge through making things. And the things that they make are sometimes they're low-tech, sometimes it's an X-Acto knife and a piece of cardboard, and sometimes we're programming and we're using really high-tech equipment to get really amazing results from high school students. The lab itself has some equipment in there that I wouldn't trust my friends with them, but these students can come in and they have been trained to work with them, and they respect it, and they have the opportunity to use really great tools, use the cutting edge technology in order to get their ideas across and make something that is an idea, a concept, turn it into something physical.
So my first experience with using the Cameo cutter was last year in rapid prototyping, and it was a class about the different type of machines that you can use to do all types of things. And I took a special interest in the Cameo cutter one day after getting an intro in class. And so after school that day, I actually went and asked my teacher if I could sit in the then D lab and play around with it. And my first experience with it was just drawing things and cutting things out, taking images from the internet and putting them onto the program and things like that, which was really cool. And then so for the project for rapid prototyping, we actually used the Cameo cutter. We were assigned a letter, and we had to use the Cameo cutter to design and cut one out, and then we had to compare and contrast it with one that we made by hand and see which one we thought looked better. For my last term in elective term, I took Game Changers, and we used it to make the cards for a board game that we made. I think that a laser cutter would be helpful because there's only a certain number of materials that you can cut using the Cameo cutter, and there'd be so many more possibilities with the laser cutter. You could cut wood and possibly metal or things like that, plastic. But with the Cameo, we were kind of limited to paper and vinyl and things like that, so really thin materials.
Right, so the experience I've had with laser cutters is that they're very beneficial because you can get a lot of prototyping done for a final product in a very short amount of time. And it's similar to a 3D printer in that you get an exact product of what you're thinking, and it's much faster and much more temporary, and allows you to create something before you make the final product. I think that anyone who wants to work in engineering or creating things should definitely have access to a laser cutter. I think it's a very useful tool for anyone who wants to prototype things, because a lot of times I've run into problems where materials are limited and you have to go directly from ideal phase to production phase, and the final product doesn't always come out as planned. And laser cutters supply you with the ability to prototype things and create them so that the final product is always as you plan.